2nd and 1. Gibbs on the pitch, has some room. Jahmyr Gibbs, no one touches him. He's in for 6. And the first touchdown for Jahmyr Gibbs in his NFL career.
And Skipper comes in at left guard as they hand to Gibbs. And Gibbs breaks it. Touchdown, what a night for the rookie. Wow. Come back. Jahmyr, come back. Phenomenal.
Well, such a great job by Brock Wright. He's going to come across. He kicks out here. And then you've got Jahmyr Gibbs, who's one-on-one with really Amari Burney right there in the hole, but he cuts back. He has great vision. He gets in behind that offensive line, and then he's able to make a man miss.
1st and goal. And why not? They give it right back to him, and Gibbs is in for the touchdown. There's a lot of guys you could compare him to, but he's got a chance to make a name and a legend of his own when it's all said and done, just watching him with the eye test.
100%. This is what an incredible play design. I want you to watch right here. This guy's on the edge. He's got outside contain. So we're going to get him and then pull the guard. So Bosa's clipped, and then now the speed, he can just outrun. That means he's got to come out, and I'll throw it inside.
You can hand it off. Here's the hand up, and he's across. It's Gibbs for the touchdown.
Great design call. You want to get something in the middle against that zone, and they decide to run it. But this was all the right side. Watch the right tackle. Penny Sewell, watch this right here on that right side. He just slams 3 guys down and opens up a huge lane. Look, you got guys on the ground there.
Dan Skipper as an eligible man on the top side of the formation. Toss play coming left, Jahmyr Gibbs to the pylon, and the Lions take advantage of the takeaway. So big Dan Skipper out on the perimeter. That drew some eyeballs.
Just watch this. Everybody's going this way, and then just going to flip the ball over here to the running back. I mean, how easy is that? One-on-one, and my guy can beat your guy to the pylon.
Little flip. Here comes Gibbs. First down, and a touchdown as he moves past Jackson. And the Lions are on the board. Gibbs had a touchdown against the Bears in Week 11. He's got one here.
Yeah, anytime you've got guys out here that you can go right here and right here. You've got Penny Sewell, you've got Mitchell out there on the edge. Great job capturing that edge, and I'm telling you what, those guys are running, blocking, getting it together. And
Amon-Ra St. Brown was the target there. 2nd down, goal. That is caught by Gibbs. Touchdown. And a 2nd touchdown pass for quarterback Jared Goff. 9-yard completion.
Well, this is just going to be a cross coming out of the backfield. You get isolation against the zone. You leave the middle of the field open. Excellent play call and play design against the perfect.
Gibbs is in, 1st and 10. Laporta a block. Gibbs turns the corner. And he is in for the touchdown. This Lion offense tonight is a machine. 12-yard touchdown run.
Well, it's no surprise they had success running to the left side. They go back to the left side, and once again, great blocks by the wide receivers down the field. Laporta on the edge, sealing. That offensive line should be proud of their performance.
Great atmosphere here at US Bank Stadium. Divisional matchup. Lions can clinch the North. Vikings can win the division with 3 wins and 3 Detroit defeats. 3-point Lions lead. Here's Gibbs. Cuts to the outside. Still going into the end zone. Jahmyr Gibbs with a Lions touchdown.
Kenny, that's what makes Jahmyr Gibbs so special. As a rookie running back, you don't see guys so intent on going between the tackles naturally, but then have the ability to burst back outside. It looks like he stopped right there. Mekhi Blackman expected someone to tackle him, and the speed to get out there beats everyone around the corner for a touchdown. Pressure on the quarterback.
So the Vikings lose another key defensive player. Hand off to Gibbs, touchdown.
This is the offensive line. They just start wearing on you. Defensively, watch Penei Sewell, right tackle, gets up to the second level, takes Jordan Hicks right out of it, and nobody touches Jahmyr Gibbs.
The key guy is a receiver here. Here's a toss. Here's Gibbs. Here's the corner and a touchdown. The second rookie to get his 10th touchdown today. Laporta and now Gibbs.
I tell you, these plays are being blocked so well. I mean, there's really nobody there. I mean, just watch these guys out here, and then you've got James Mitchell coming in motion to pick up Josh Metellus. Cameron Bynum is fighting to get off Sam Laporta. Or that.
Second and goal from the 1. And they'll turn it, give it. It is Gibbs inside, turning and twisting. Let the ball go at the goal line. Let's see what they're going to call here. Was Gibbs down? Did he fumble? They're saying down and third down, and the clock running for now.
Like Troy Reeder kind of stripped it out.
Was down by contact. Third down.
He's close to the goal line. Let's watch this here.
Great hit by Curl, and then you see Reeder give it a little tug.
Super close. Enough stuff going on, you should stop it and look at it, and they will.
The previous play is under review.
That elbow went down, but it's hard to know where the ball was.
But what is there a body part down?
Not that I see.
Right. So he reaches, and does he cross the plane with the ball before his other shoulder comes down? And then he holds on to it. So we will look at that. We'll take multiple looks inside of 2 minutes. It's been stopped for review by the replay booth.
After review, it is a touchdown.
So Jahmyr Gibbs has scored from a yard out. The shoulder is the first body part down before the helmet. And that great look down the line shows you that the ball had crossed the plane before the shoulder comes down. So just by inches.
Seattle with a big lead. 49ers are up 7 on the Rams. Cardinals trailing here. As Goff hits it. Who flips it to Jahmyr Gibbs. And Gibbs is in the end zone for a Lions touchdown. How do you like that one?
How about that? That's right. Resuscitate all the fans here in Arizona. I mean, that's just straight up shenanigans right there.
I just thought of that dolphin hook and ladder. I don't know what you'd call that.
That's a hook and ladder, right? You're just running a little underneath route, little in-cutting route. Escape, you get Gibbs out of the middle of the formation, out of the middle of the offensive line of scrimmage, and then he's getting out. Even Gannon is like, hey, good on you guys. That's a well-executed play.
And a well-executed extra point this time from former UFL star Jake Bates.
Well, you're going to watch. He's just going to come in here, going to clear a little bit, and then Gibbs is going to come from the middle of the line of scrimmage. So here's the under route. Just flip it over to Gibbs, who's running across the formation, and this is just beautifully executed. There you see he released out of the B-gap on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage, and whoop, B-gap being between the center and the tower, the guard and the tackle, and that is just, I mean, you want to talk about a beautifully executed hook and ladder. It can't get any better than that.
Yeah,
This defense has been stout down here.
Handoff to Gibbs, a walk-in touchdown.
And the two-headed monster with a hug. Montgomery, Gibbs, man, they're good back there, and they each have a touchdown.
Coyote Awashika, the starting left guard tonight, because of the shuffling of the offensive line, makes the key block. Just an excellent job getting push.
Takes the handoff and is in for the touchdown, his second of the night.
It's just good, tough running. Rayshon Jenkins, he's got a chance to get him, and he fills the hole, does a good job, but just good, tough running after contact to punch that in.
Brock Wright lined up as the fullback. Off the right, here's Gibbs. Good run, best run, good move. There he goes, needs a block. He's in. Jahmyr Gibbs answers back for Detroit, and they're on the board.
One of the best elements of this Lions run game. Yes, they're highly efficient, but they are explosive. And Jahmyr Gibbs replacing for right now Montgomery. That's one of the best 1-2 combinations in the entire league. And this offense had been reeling, a little sluggish there in the first quarter, and they got that explosive run at the perfect time. All up, man pressure look.
And it's a run for Gibbs against the pressure, and he bangs it in for a touchdown. His second of the day.
Remember earlier in the first quarter, we said they love running the ball on third down. The key is you got to have a scheme you feel good about. All up, zero look, man coverage. They're able to catch him off bounds. Look, they bring in extra receivers, and he's the crack on the edge. He gets an extra body. And after they get the problem with having everybody up, there's no second level run and chase players. Once you get through the line of scrimmage.
On first down, Jahmyr Gibbs with an opening, and Gibbs with great speed down the sideline. Jahmyr Gibbs, one man to beat. He'll beat him. Touchdown. A 45-yarder last week, 70 to the house this week for Jahmyr Gibbs.
The block by Taylor Decker. He's going to get to the second level. They never make Jahmyr Gibbs change his path. Actually, Graham Glasgow is the guy that gets up there. And that is right down the sideline. Once he is in that position, you are not going to catch Jahmyr Gibbs. But the biggest thing, you saw that on the track that he ran. He never had to stop his feet. Just a great job of blocking by that left side of the line.
Here is Gibbs. First down and more. Gibbs in for the touchdown. Gibbs 15 yards for the touchdown.
Wow. A similar call that Hafley had made early in the game, a max blitz. They do the same thing, but Penei Sewell just walls off Preston Smith. You see these two unblocked defenders here, Green Bay. Gibbs sees it.
Second and goal with Gibbs. Bumped into right, bounces. Touchdown. Two 1-yard touchdown runs by the Lions. One by Montgomery, that one by Gibbs.
I'd like to give all the credit in the world to the offensive line. The wide receivers blocking the tight end with a smash block, but this is Gibbs running into that pile, and then just guess what? I'm faster than you. I'm going to get to the front pylon before you can. Touchdown Lions.
So a new set of downs. On first and goal. Into the end zone, Gibbs for a Lions touchdown.
And Jahmyr Gibbs with that speed, and you just watch everyone blocking for him. They're pulling players, they're getting out there, and I love to see the way he finishes.
Goff hands it off. Gibbs cuts to the outside, to the end zone. Touchdown, his second today. And a late flag after the score as players get together. The Lions extend their lead as Gibbs takes it in from 6 yards out.
Kenny backs up, throws, touchdown to Gibbs.
Green Bay dialed up the pressure. They brought Quay Walker, but what a call. I'm talking about Laporta and St. Brown. How can you forget about Gibbs out of the backfield? You get him one-on-one against a linebacker. Isaiah McDuffie drew the short straw. No chance on his angle route is staying with him. And I'll tell you, Gibbs sold it well to the outside.
Bates for the extra point. And that one is just good. But good nonetheless, so it's 17-7.
You want to see how to run this against man coverage? Gibbs used to, in college at Alabama, run routes with the receivers. He sells it out there and then works back underneath. McDuffie, again, tries to stay with him. You see he turned his shoulders to start to sprint to get out to the outside in the flat. He had no chance of turning around. That is a great route and went in one-on-one by Jahmyr Gibbs.
Oh, he's well over that now. 336, 3 touchdowns. You don't normally win, but they have the lead.
2nd and 4, dumps it off. Gibbs got across. Touchdown, Lions.
You see the electricity when Gibbs gets the ball. Just a simple check down. Bernard, nope. And then finishes it off with Kareem Jackson coming in after Bishop had to be carted off. And wow, Detroit twice gets back in the game very quickly.
Yeah, that took 2 minutes and 2 seconds to go to 70 yards. Low snap, handoff. Gibbs pushed across. Oh my goodness. One of the linemen made that happen. It was being stalled outside, but it looked like maybe it was Sewell. Watch it come over. It is. It's Panay. Look at that. He just shoves him across.
That's a great call. You were right. Sewell comes in at the end and finishes it off. He's played outstanding this year, but the quick hitter, it's a lot harder when you have all those guys in there.
Now 3rd and goal. It's Gibbs again. This time he's in for a Lions touchdown. And he'll celebrate one more time. This one counts.
Love this celebration. And Jahmyr Gibbs, I talked about him going between the tackles. He learned that from David Montgomery, not to bounce so quickly, get those tough yards, and he gets it right there for a touchdown.
I mean, it was really something to be a part of.
Here's Gibbs, gets the edge, gets the first down, and the touchdown. And if that's it for this offense here tonight, with the extra point to come, from where we sit, they're knocking on the door of their 14th win of the year, and it looks like they've been able to weather any injury issues here tonight. And boy, they came in saying we're going full throttle tonight.
Pain go away?
Always.
Okay. 25. Gibbs got an opening. The acceleration. Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Detroit.
You're going to get the lead block right there, but watch how Gibbs does this. He's going to pretend he's going there, but he all along knew where he was going. Watch him set this up. Go! And now it's a foot race, and nobody's beating this guy in a foot race.
The Lions go for it. The Vikings bring it. The pass is a touchdown.
Van Ginkel can do a lot of things, but they bring the pressure right up the middle, and that means we got one-on-one right over here with the leading sacker for the Minnesota Vikings, and that is what you would call a mismatch.
From the 13, Gibbs left. Jahmyr Gibbs accelerates into the end zone. He's got the hat trick. His third touchdown of the night.
Nothing better than having tight ends that know how to block here. Sam Laporte or Brock Wright get the motion. They're going to get right. And then you get the wall over here. And then you get about 4-2-5 running right behind that. And there's just not much you can do. Again, set it up to the inside. Made you believe. Bounced it out.
Bates adds the extra point. The time that they did. And first and goal. And the inside run for Gibbs. Still going to the goal line. Number 4 on the night. A night to remember. Crown that guy. Ties the Lions record for touchdowns in a game.
You want to describe this offense, here's how you do it. Watch all the guys coming up at the end of this and pushing their offensive teammate into the end zone for the touchdown.
2 tight end set, 2nd and 5. Inside the 5, Gibbs to the end zone, touchdown!
Just watch the blocking of Amon-Ra St. Brown, Brock Wright, Sam Laporta coming around the edge. They seal off that edge for Jahmyr Gibbs, and Jahmyr Gibbs is the fastest running back in the NFL.
Gibbs, touchdown. What a good start for the Lions. The conversion on 4th down. Lamar Jackson will try to answer, and the Lions, who put up 52 on the Bears, have 1 possession, and into the end zone they go.
A lot of Amon-Ra here. Here he is leading the way this time as the lead blocker. An excellent job of just helping kind of seal it, and Khalif Raymond getting up there as well. If you're going to play wide receiver, not only do you have to be able to catch the football in this offense, you better be able to block, and a willing blocker, and all of these Lions receivers are capable of that.
They pitch to Gibbs, touchdown! It went from Goff to Amon-Ra St. Brown, and he pitched it to Gibbs.
First and goal, 8-yard line. This is Gibbs inside the 5 to the end zone, touchdown!
There goes the run game. John Morton, offensive coordinator, said they haven't seen a run game like ours. The patience of Jahmyr Gibbs to allow his blocks to set up, skips into the end zone. And take a look at Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's not only a phenomenal wide receiver, running routes, getting separation. Look at how he blocks Denzel Ward. 4-time Pro Bowler Denzel Ward.
Laporta in motion. Swing it out to Gibbs with blockers in front. Gibbs weaving through traffic. Inside the 5. Fights his way to the goal line. Touchdown! Jahmyr Gibbs! Touchdown Lions!
This is a great effort by Jahmyr Gibbs, again showing that he's more than just a dynamic athlete, because if you watch this, right, okay, ball's in his hand. Okay, are we going to get in? It looks like we've got some good support. We got inside out there. We got good blocks on the outside. Geno Stone just not coming to balance as he's coming in to make a tackle.
Glad I'm not a DB.
Right up the gut, there goes Gibbs. Foot race.
Winfield can't get there. Touchdown, Lions. After the penalty on Jamel Dean, 78 yards for Jahmyr Gibbs. And for the Lions, their longest run of the season, and Gibbs just reminded the world how fast he is. First and goal from the 5. Why not? Gibbs again. Spinning touchdown. And you just feel like Gibbs and this offensive line said, we'll take care of this.
Well, Dan Campbell said to Lisa Salters, either we've got to convert on third down or not get to third down, because otherwise we're going to go up and down the field. They had 1 third down, 3rd and 2. They converted it. It was the only one of the drive, and they made it look pretty easy.
Goff on 2nd down, over the middle, into the end zone. Touchdown, Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah, that is just too easy. Having Jahmyr Gibbs one-on-one with the linebacker who's going up against Jordan McGee. There's Jahmyr Gibbs, and then he's just going to run an angle route on the linebacker. There's no help for him at all. Splits him easily.
In at fullback. There's Gibbs. Cuts to the outside, turns the corner. Still going into the end zone. Touchdown. 2nd of the day for Gibbs.
Yeah, going back to the trash talking made no sense, and this is what happens the very next play. Running it right towards Penei Sewell, and they get to that side. As soon as Jahmyr Gibbs breaks that first tackle, Frankie Louvu, he outruns the defense, and then they just bowl over the Commanders to push Jahmyr Gibbs in for the touchdown.
St. Brown and Laporta.
Look at that.
You call that the back push?
The second was commit to this running game between the tackles, which has opened up everything else. And Jahmyr Gibbs going for a touchdown.
Gibbs takes it all the way. "43 yards for a Lions touchdown."
Kenny, who are they running behind? 3-time Pro Bowler Penei Sewell. You have the unselfish blocking up front. Sam Laporta leading the way. Amon-Ra St. Brown. All these big-name guys that are supposed to get their touches and yards, etc., they are blocking selflessly for Jahmyr Gibbs.
On 1st and goal, it is Gibbs. Reaches across. Touchdown.
And just like that, the Lions, Jahmyr Gibbs, crosses the pylon before he goes out of bounds. That is a touchdown, and how easy it is for this Lions offense to score touchdowns, right? When they commit to the running game, 0.
Right, the blown leads have been well documented. There's Gibbs. Belton couldn't bring him down. Holland chasing after him. And Jahmyr Gibbs is into the end zone for a Lions touchdown, 49 yards.
This is the same play that he almost scored a touchdown on before, and you're going to watch the individual effort from Jahmyr Gibbs. You see how they get to the second level. Now it's on him. Break 1 tackle, Dane Belton. Second tackle, Cordell Flott. Javon Holland can't get there, and he's off to the races for another touchdown. I'm going to keep watching that.
There's Gibbs on 1st down. Jahmyr Gibbs across midfield. One man to beat. inside the 20, the 10, touchdown on the first play from scrimmage in overtime. Remember, the Giants will have an opportunity. Gibbs takes it 69 yards.
And that's why I mentioned Dexter Lawrence not being in the game. There was nobody to plug the middle of this defense. You just watch how they're hooking the defensive line. They stunt one way, they get out there, get out leverage. Nobody touches Jahmyr Gibbs. That is inexcusable Giants defense. Nobody touches the best running back in the league right now.
Second and goal. Through the middle. Gibbs into the end zone for a Lions touchdown. So they take advantage of the short field, and down they go into the end zone. 6 plays, 42 yards to take the lead.
Watch the rookie here pick up a nice block, pulling around, a little bit of penetration. Tate Ratledge right there on Sam Williams, and that allows Gibbs to get downhill and to be able to eventually get into the end zone for that touchdown.
Second down and 7. Gibbs. You can only bottle him up so long. Touchdown. They limited Gibbs to 20 yards on 9 carries before he's able to bust it into the end zone. But from 10 yards out to make it 36-27 pending the extra point.
They convert, keep this drive alive. Watch Penei Sewell on the right side with the rookie Tate Ratledge. Good job of just kind of pushing that defensive line. They were slanting that way, just push them down. Looks like they're going to take a peek to make sure he was good to go, and into the end zone. Looks clean to me.
Gibbs the back. Give it to him to the outside. Blocking, and into the end zone he goes. Tristan Colon led the way. Three touchdowns tonight for Gibbs.
That jumbo look, you know, they leaned on it here in this second half. They got back to the passing game to make the plays that they needed to. But then finally, that jumbo look on that right side, they went heavy with 3 tight ends if you include Skipper. And I love it. The key block, Tristan Colon, who was benched earlier, comes back, makes a big block there to spring him loose.
Quarterback. Over to Gibbs, he's wide open. Easy touchdown. Lions are in.
Just watch this. These 2 guys on defense are going to have to guard him and Ferkser. So you got Gibbs and Ferkser. As soon as Ferkser releases outside, it's too late. And you can't get there, Moon. And that's really on Moon, just not being prepared for a quick release.